Hey guys, it's me Danny, and today I'm going to be doing the Euphoria Season 2 review. So I'm so sorry if the light is in my eyes and you can see pictures on it, but like I said, I have the, what's it called? I have the laptop next to me so I can see what I'm writing down. So this is basically the Euphoria Season 2 review, and we're going to be talking about episode 1. So spoiler, if you guys haven't seen this review, then yeah, if you haven't, but if you have, let's go on to the video. So we're gonna go on and we're gonna go on Fez's life. So I explained to you in season 2, we're gonna know more about Fez. Why is he like this? Why is he doing drugs? And why did he become the person he is right now? So in this life, it talks about basically the grandma. So the grandma was a badass. She used to she was the one who started dealing with drugs. She would go to people, start hitting them, asking them for money and stuff like that. So that's when she gets the whole dealing with drugs thing. And one day she killed a man who cheated on her. So she basically shot his thing way. Wow. And I think then she gets revenge kind of way. And that's how it made Fez into a partner. And now he lives with his grandma and he's getting to do the drugs, like putting them away, giving them money, going them to do stuff. So that kind of thing, that's what they did with them. He did very well in school, was very smart, but he got dropped out of school to continue with the business that he had to do. He looks after a baby called Ashtray. They used to call him Ashtray because he had the cigarette and she took them out, and that's why they call him Ashtray. I think he was abandoned. I don't know for the story. And the grandma was not very like normal ex, but he felt her like she was not normal because she had to do these things, but he still treated her as a family. Fez did get hit by a crowbar, and that kind of like make him go woozy. And then after a few months, she started to get unwell and sick, and then this is how she becomes in the bed. So the person, I didn't mention this in my last episode. So the person, do you remember when I said that Roo went to the room and she stayed there with the medication with a woman? That was the grandma. And when I found out, I was like, oh, that's why he has the grandma there. So yeah, she's been in the hospitalized, and that's why he's caring for her. That is the story. And of course we have, so we all know that Ashtray kills Miles and Friend, and we all know that he died. No, he didn't. Did he die? He died? Sorry. He died. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought I said something, my god. So Ashtray kills Miles and the Friend. So then we see Ash. I'm so sorry about the die thing. It already said it, so what's the point? So Ashtray does kill the mouse and a friend because he's very vicious, and you know he's 12 years old. He doesn't really care. He just kills anyone he wants to do. After that, we're gonna go on to Roo. So Roo does drugs with Fez and meets up with Faye and Cluster. So in the scene, Roo is still in drugs. She's not cleaned, so you know she's still in that state yet. So she goes up with Fez and she wants drugs, and she meets up with Faye and Cluster. So Faye and Cluster are two couples who they do heroin and stuff like that. So then they meet up with them, and you have to stay there because we're going to do a deal with Laurie. We're going to find out who Laurie is. Remember last time I said about Laurie? So Laurie is one of the people who deal with Mouse, and that's how they're going to know. So when she was in the car, she put heroin in her crotch area, and that was kind of weird. And then, like, Rue was getting uncomfortable. She's like, oh, you just have to stay there, don't talk any trouble. So, of course, they get in trouble. The gang gets them, put them there, and makes them strip naked. But Rue refuses, so he locks her into the bathroom, trying to basically like, it's not refuse. What's the word I'm trying to say here? I'm trying to think of a word here. He basically makes her, like, he persuades her to like get naked, and she does get naked in the end. Everyone gets naked, but they put Ashtray in the thing because he's only a child. So they, oh, why do you bring this 12-year-old and stuff like that? So they put him in the closet, stay there, and then they talk about Mouse, and then they have a deal with Laurie, and they're like, okay, we'll just leave you guys. You guys could have said something, and she's a bit cuckoo in her head, so you know. So then they leave, they have a deal, and then Rue gets angry and talk about each other. Hold on, guys. Let me just see something. Roo gets angry. Okay. So Roo gets angry about the whole situation, you know, because she saw that and she didn't really see it, so she talks about it together. But then she does go to this party, and this party, Jules was at this party, and of course she's hiding from her because she doesn't want to see her because of what happened. Cassie runs into Nate at the shop. So in this scenario, before she even goes to the shop, she ran. I think she was drunk because she ran overweight. So that's why Lexi's looking for her. So now we see Cassie is into the shop looking for Twinkies. And when she's in the back, she sees Nate and he's like, he wants to give her a ride. So they give her a ride. And she was like drunk and he was drunk and he ran like almost like 1.5, like a lot. Cassie and Lexi did have a fight. So Nate, of course, chats her up, and Cassie wants to focus on herself, but Nate goes fast, and she starts throwing her knickers on everywhere, and he starts to like it and stuff like that. Then, of course, in the scene, they come back later on, and that's when Cassie and Nate are having sex while Maddie's banging the door like this. Guys, what are you doing? So in this scenario, we see that, you know, she's banging the door, and she doesn't know what's going on, and he's like, she's like, I'll tell you what to do, just stop crying. I don't know why this girl's crying. This girl is so stupid. I'll explain to you why I do not like her in this season. She just annoys me a hell out of me. And also Nate. So, of course, she does this. And Maddie's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's like, oh. And then there was a bit when she comes out. And she's like, oh, yeah, so you're having a poo. And wow, is that bad? So he's like basically embarrassing him in a way. But Cassie is stuck there, so she can't even get out. Cassie is on above crying and she hears a conversation between Maddie and Travis, and of course she goes with him and stuff like that. They do dance together, whatever, but then when they see a girl collapse, they don't know it's her until when they find out, the guy was like, oh, are you okay? And he's like, I think she was high or something like that. So she got out and left because she was looking for, because Nate was looking for him, but I can see that Nate and Fez, because Fez is in the party and he's looking at him straight away to do something with him. And also you can see McKay. McKay's also in this as well. Lexi meets Fez and have a good bond together, like I said before. And they start talking about anything, and they start saying about, I think they're talking about the bonding, about what movies they like to watch and stuff like that. So I really like the relationship between them both. It's really good. Jules and Kat do shots because Jules and Kat are friends. So they're doing shots, whatever. Rue goes in the car to relax because she knows she looks a very high drug. And I think I think it's this thing where they have a high drug and she does get high. And when she's like walking around, you can see everywhere just going all crazy. I don't know if this one or the other one, but it gets explained about what it is in the story. Sorry guys, my finger was doing something. So she goes and meets Elliot. So Elliot, basically he is a drug addict as well. She sees that he's doing drugs and she's like, can I have drugs? So sure, so they do it together. But sorry about that. I don't put my notes like that. So something happens. She does nearly go to a cardiac arrest, but he kind of helps her. He gives her some medication that she has. And she's going to give me some medication so I can get better. Because I think she's already got drugs and she's already got more drugs, which is more worse for her. After that, McKay meets Nate and he wants to look for Cassie. But they're like, oh, she's not here. She went somewhere else. But after the tour, Ethan and Kat kiss. That was nice. They kissed in this party scene, which was nice. They got together. So they're all together now. Maddie and Travis dance together, so that's making them jealous. Jules sees Elliot and Rue, and they talk to each other. Jules tells Rue and talks about the relapse, and she tells her, like, oh, I'm sorry. But you can tell in Rue's face that she's like, girl, I don't really trust you anymore. So it was very awkwardly, but she just meet Elliot, and he's my friend Elliot, and stuff like that. But yeah. Cassie does break up with McKay. She's not a good person, but I think she finds out about what happens. And then after that episode, Fez beats up Nate. Oh my god. And I really like how Rue says, damn. I think it was a way that he was like, oh, I thought you were going to threaten me. I wasn't. But then it was just, I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought they were just going to go and leave. But when he actually did it in front of everyone, that was what made me like, whoa. He started beating up, and Maddie and Cass were all worried. So of course, they'll go to the hospital and everything, but he feels like, okay, I'm fine. So now we go to episode 2. Sorry guys. Episode 2 is long. Alright. Episode 2. So okay, so Nate loved Cassie more than Maddie, and the family get along with Cassie more. So I'm explaining this in a way is that they like Cassie. They don't like Maddie. They know Maddie's trouble. They know Cassie is loyal to her. But I think after when he goes to in the scene when he goes to see him, he doesn't really. He likes the attention of them all worried for him, but he doesn't really want them worried. That he feels like a lift from him that, oh, I'm not having the two girls on top of me all the time. But we all know he's gonna get better anyways. Nate's dad. Yeah, I say Nate's dad is messed up in my way because I feel like he just doesn't get along with him and it's just too much. Okay, so Elliot meets up with Roo, like we've said before. He does meet up with Roo, meets up with Jules now. But what Jules doesn't know is that Roo did drugs and he told Elliot. But because he's not going to tell Roo, he's like, I'm going to keep it a secret. So she thinks, she thinks he's troubled with drugs and she don't really trust him in a way, because he knows basically that he knows basically she did drugs, but Jules doesn't know. And she doesn't really trust him in a way, but she wants to get to know him a bit more. So there's a scene where they want to get to know him a bit more, so they get to know him a bit more in that depth. Cassie becomes depressed and commands her what to do with him. So she basically has to command her to be truthful to Maddie. She can't be untrustworthy. She has to be like on top. And for Cassie, it's hard for her because her best friend, and she doesn't know what to do. She's even said on the bathroom scene that I didn't mention, she said to herself that she couldn't even handle it. She can't even handle with the whole pressure of all that. So that was just like a lot for her, to do. So Nate has been texting Maddie a lot. Maddie does babysitting with Theo, and she enjoys the fashion in the woman's room. And, he talks to her all the time. And also, he's just problematic and she's problematic. So she stays with Theo because she's babysitting with someone else. There's a scene where she goes to the house and she starts to have the clothes and put the fashion on because she likes the fashion in there. But then she hides everything up because she thinks she doesn't see. Kat and Ethan, different relationship. Okay, I'm gonna say different relationship. There's a scene where she's kissing him and they talk about all this about sex and stuff like that. But then there's a scene where he dies and she has his fantasy world. So I think them two are very different, complete people because Nathan likes to be normal and she just likes to be in a crazy life area. She likes to do these kind of things. He doesn't. So I feel like their relationship are very different to each other and I just don't think they match. They look cute together, but impersonally, I don't think they match and it just kind of annoyed me. Nate's getting released from hospital and Kyle wants to know about Fez and he's like, I don't want to get involved, which is good that he said that. And he said that he had enough of Cassie and wants to kill her. So he basically, like I said before, he had enough of Cassie because he just doesn't like her at all. But then Kyle wants revenge on him. I want to find it. And then the son's like, no, just leave it alone. Jules has jealousy over Elliot and relationship. So then she goes and questions him like I know before. But then she got to know him a bit better. Elliot then encourages her to do drugs. I say this to Roo because they do drugs all the time. I say they encourage her because he does drugs as well, so that she does it as well. Kyle goes to Cassie's house about his son's beater, and she confesses it because, and then there was a scene. I'm gonna say this right now because it's right after. They do have a fight. Sorry. They do have a fight after this because Leslie's going to say to her, why did you say to him about the killer? She's about him beating up. She's like, oh, I've just told him. Like, and then there was a scene in later on, like, what it was later on of this, and she was like, why did you say it? I thought, is it because you like Nathan? And she's like, no, it's not. I don't like Nathan. It was, and because she just feels guilty. Of course, she likes for Nathan, duh. Anyways, Fez and Astro have an argument, so I'm not talking that much earlier because I think he told him to go out of the way when he was fighting someone else. Now, Faye is living there because Faye has some problems. She did kill a guy or something like that, so she's staying there with them for now. She does get a visit from Custer later on, which I'll explain a bit later. Rue overdosed and tells Lexi, so she tells Lexi to overdose and stuff like that, and she did not know about that, but of course now she knows because she told her friend. So that was like a bit reading here. Jules invite Rue for dinner, but don't come and stay with Eddie instead. So she doesn't really want to stay with Jules. She doesn't want to have it in a moment. And I think she doesn't want to be with her right now. So they're in a different complicated relationship right there, right now. Dad is concerned about the relationship with Rue because he feels like their relationship is not going that well. Elliot and Rue do drugs. They discuss about the dads, and Elliot's questioned everything. She's questioned her relationship with the trans and everything. She's telling about trans and everything. So she does drugs with him. They do get close, very close. So that's gonna be a bit worrying. Kat questioned relationship with Ethan, makes she feel depressed and sad. There's a scene where she feels upset about Ethan and stuff like that, and have these old idols talking to her, whatever she was doing. I think in this episode, yeah. So she questioned her relationship with Ethan. I'm gonna say in the end. She wants to lose weight, and she's thinking of idols saying to stop. So they're saying her to stop, and she just gets very frustrated. So that's when you see her with Maddie Them Lots in the bowling alley. She sees someone sees Cassie and Nate together hide behind her back. So I think Roo sees Nate and Cassie walking around, and she sees that she's witnessing everything. But of course, she doesn't want to tell anyone. So then Roo meets Ali, which she is very high, and they talk through, and Joyce goes with Maddie and Kat. Okay, so in this part with Ali, he meets up with Ali, but of course she's not very high down there. So then they talk through it, and then Jules goes with Maddie and Kat to bowling and bring Ethan, which I'm confused.com. If you're going to bring Ethan, if you're not get together, why are you not together? They talk about stuff and everything like that. And I think that's when they talk about a dick pic and stuff like that, about Nate, stuff like that. Nate breaks up with Cassie in the scene. He's like, oh, he wants to break up with her. He gets upset because Maddie wants to get back with Nate. So he's in complicated relationship. He's like, I don't want to be with you. I really should break up. So of course she's upset. Cassie's very upset. Nate tells everything about his dad and the filming, and tells him like, oh, why would you do this and stuff like that. So she tells everything about his dad, and it's just very uncomfortable. And then Lexi meets Fez and Faye and over her conversation with Cal. So in the scene, that's when he talked to him. He's gonna get a gun, but he actually didn't get a gun. He just talked to him and stuff like that. Then Roo goes to therapy sessions and tries to be clean. He comes to Roo house, drop her off, and meets the family. So this one we see a lot of a very good integration with this with Cal and sorry, not Cal. With Roo, so he gets to meet the family, wants to meet how the family is. So yeah. But that's end of episode 2. Now we've got 3. So this monologue is Cal's life. I am very excited for this because we're going to see how he is and why is he like that. Sorry guys, I'm too close. So Cal's a teenager. He was a wrestler. He used to be friends with this thing. He had a thing for Derek. He would they would talk about girls and have double dates. They would have sex all the time. But Cal had a very different relationship between him. So I think that Cal is bi because he does like girls and guys. So I think that's the reason why he's like that. So we are seeing how he is. He then meets Marsha and he dates her for a long time, have a lot of sex. And then Cal's dad will come to dinner and tell them that he needs to be dinner because his dad was very strict. They will sometimes go skate dipping each other in the pool. Derek, and they'll get along, and then we see that Derek does feel jealous about Marsha, but I think he likes Cal, but he doesn't tell him. They graduate and go out a bit, celebrate in a gay bar, and this is a scene where they both kiss. And this is a very, very, and I was like, when I was watching, I was like, whoa, okay, so I really see why Cal is the way he is, and why is he like this. But for him, now we understand why. I'm telling you that when they showed us his life, I really liked that life because it showed us that he did like guys and he just didn't want to prove to himself that he'd like guys. I think that he didn't want to prove himself. Maybe he proved himself now. So, and then Marsha is pregnant and tells Cal, and then that's how she has pregnant with the 2 boys. 2 boys or 3 boys. I think they have 3 sons. I don't know who the other son is, but okay. But that's when she got pregnant, and I think that's when he stopped seeing Derek and had a life with him, with her. So yeah. Interesting. Roo sings. She sings a song I don't remember, and she gets high. But of course, Gia's like, "Are you high?" She's like, "No," but she actually is high, and she don't actually tell anyone because she wanted to keep it a secret. Jules has a very close relationship with Elliot. He explains how he did with 3 girls. He explained about the relationship, and then he calls Jules. I think Rue was there, so she calls her slut, saying, "Oh, you are very slut." And Elliot questions her trans and how does it feel wrong? And she said, "That's just more where I am, that girl with a trans." I don't know. Elliot starts to like Rue, but he's not like a sarcastic way of this. I think, and Jules and Rue gets read by him, of course. And then I think he likes Rue though. He thinks he's a good friend. Lexi is going to write a play about This is Alive. And this play is the most exciting play I ever seen, and I will tell you guys why. It's very funny. So this probably was one of my favourite seasons because me watching the play, and we'll see the play more later on. So then she starts making this play called This Life. She's making it about her past classmates, and it's talking about their life and stuff like that. It's very interesting how she does. Cassie is now doing an everyday routine for Nate to impress her, but basically ignores her. She wakes up 4 in the morning, does her makeup and everything just to see for Nate. Girl, is she that desperate? She is desperate. Then we see Ellie and Jules play T&D, but something happens between them and they kiss, I think. Oopsie daisy. And then after that, Roo does more heroin, which is not very good. I mean, I think who notices it is Elliot. So Fez and Roo argues about drugs. So Fez and Roo argue about the drugs, and she's saying how she wants more drugs. So they have a bit of argument. It's not very good. Well, Lexi haven't told anyone about the play. She wants to now put it out there, but she hasn't told anyone play because she's unconcerned about what's going to happen. She questioned Cassie about. So she questioned Cassie and they have a physical fight each other. I think they do argue a lot. And she just wants to question how Cassie is a character so she can write about her. Maddie and Cassie talk about Nate and how she feels worse, how Maddie feels worse and happy. Well, that girl's just sitting there like an idiot. Oh my god, girl, she's really annoying my head off. And yeah, she meets up with, okay, so Kat meets up with Ethan. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys, hold on. Okay, not later on. Sorry, I thought it was right now, so okay. Okay, so she meets up with Ethan and they talk about whatever they want to do. After that, okay, so then Maddie's figuring out about this, what she wants to do because she has a this already and she's seen about what happened with like what dad does, so she wants to figure out what to do. Cal wants to be. Okay, so she really wants to talk to Fez about what's gonna happen. So they discuss about what's gonna happen in there. Yes, this is the scene. Yeah, he basically talks to him and tells him like, oh, like, oh yeah, that's the latest one. So then he goes and discuss. Then we see Rue talk to a drug dealer about her business and Laurie, and she wants to make business. So she liked the plan and she's like, okay, but Rue needs to be very careful because she needs to pay this woman as well, and you know she's young, and that's why the woman's like, you can pay me in time, just pay me money and stuff like that. So she does that. Lexi then needed help to do her play, and she wanted to ask for Fez. Okay, so Lexi is talking to Fez a lot of times because she wants to like know about the play and stuff like that. He's like, I want to see the play if I want to. So he asks for help and he does help her. Cal then talked to Fez about his son and about beating him up, and he's just like, oh well, he's basically saying, well then he's idiot. He's basically telling them that your son's an idiot and stuff like that. He does, and he knows about this. So then Cal tells the truth about Jules, and then they're like, whoa, we did not know that. You messed with a girl, and they not knew about that. And then he was there because of a disc. But they don't know. And he's like, I don't know about no disc, so you just have to sort it out. And then I think Ashtray beat him up very hard that he had like a bandage in his head. So yeah, but that guy. Jules then hook up with Elliot and Rue, comes to the session late and argues with Ali. So she doesn't come to see them because she's arriving very late, doing the business and everything. Rue does have an argument with Ali. I think she said something very deep, I don't remember. And it kind of like hurt his feelings a lot. And that was a very bad thing that she did. She comes down, she's like eating the drugs in the suitcase because I should know she's very high right now. And that's the end of episode 3. So now we're going to episode 4. Episode 4. So Jules and Rue was doing good and they have some flashback scenes together, whenever that is. they do have a sexual thing. I think she's like feeling herself, and no, she's basically doing something with her, and she's having like a weird like orgasm thing. And I think she tells Elliot, and they're like, "Oh," and then she's like, "Oh, that's fake. That's weird." And she could tell that she was faking it because the girl was too high up that she doesn't know what she was focusing. She's like, it was very weird. So then they get too close, and they start to hook up a bit more. Jules and Elliot to get together. Maddie and Nate get together. Cassie feels good, but upset about this whole situation. She just feels loved by Nate, and he doesn't. He says he doesn't know right now. Nate did hook up with Maddie. He lies and used both of them, of course. He does use both of them. So, of course, there's that awkward situation thing, that toxic thing. Kai says they're both toxic, that he would literally blackmail Nate and tell her about everything, and she'll get crazy. And he's like, what do you mean? So he's trying to blackmail, tell her everything about everything that's going to happen. So that making him to get more annoyed. They do break up after this, I do remember. And she knows fully well. Lexi then sees how Casey is and writes in her play. So she starts to see how Cassie is, how she's me, how she go with the guy, how she go with Nate, how she go with McCain. She'll start writing it down. Cassie starts to get drunk and wasted and see that she is not doing very good, very well. So after they broke up, not doing very good, very well. Kyle then wants to go to the bar to see Derek and drinks and drive. So this is a scene where they drink and drive and they have the whole composite. I think Maddie and them, they broke up as well, isn't it? Yeah. So this is the whole thing. So they have all that thing, and then they So Kyle goes to the bar to see Derek, but he doesn't see Derek. He was being very funny, but very stupid in a way. So he was just trying to make a mess to get kicked out, of course. Eddie and Roo do get together. They take Roo drug away. I remember because they were in some place, so they're both trying to get her jealous. So I think Elliot wasn't really flip the thing, so then she wouldn't get any more there. The bathtub scene. So there's a bathtub scene where she vomits. So the girl, they're talking about everything, and she's like, oh, we're not with him together. And she and Cassie was like, shocked, why? So we're not talking to each other anymore. And then I think Cassie got too drunk that she just like literally throw up everywhere. And she was like, I'm sorry, start getting all messy. I'm like, oh Lord. And then after that, Elliot and Jules and Roo still got alcohol, and then they get hit by the accident. I think it gets hit by the thing. Kat confessed that she doesn't want to be with Ethan. She's like, I don't really want to be with Ethan. I'm not feeling that energy with him that more. She feels worse, or she's not that happy. And then Nate goes home and drinks and gives Maddie a present, but she goes ill. And then Roo wants to be dropped off. I remember now. Is it a scene? If I have to remember, I can get like a thing here and I'll be go. I know he does give her a gift. Yeah, it was her birthday. So I remember the bathtub was her birthday. I remember it was her birthday. So they will have this party thing, because that's why they went to the bathtub. And she was invited, of course. Yes, because he gives her jewelry from Tiffany's. I remember. Yes, I remember the scene when they go to the bathtub. And I think Cassie gives Maddie a scrapbook. Maddie hugs to her while they're both crying. Later, Maddie and Cassie and Kat, Bibi and Lexi are seen upstairs getting a picture taken by Suze. Okay, yeah. So they're saying that they were back together. Do you remember this? And they say that she sparks an argument between the pair and Kat after Cassie asked Nate, falsely saying that he and Maddie aren't together. At this point, Maddie's looking at Cassie and Nate because of their body language and thinks they're saying. After a while, Cassie, emotional as ever, throws up. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I think they did have to be. I think they were together, but then I think they were still together in that state, but then they had a little argument. So then when she gets the present, she's like, "Ew, I got this present, really." And then after Rue wants to be dropped off, and she doesn't want to do more drugs and get high, so she wants to be dropped off because she doesn't want to be in confusion, and they can see something different in her. She gets off. Jules take a shower in Elliot's house, and they do have sex. I think they do. She then gets angry of Nate and Maddie and argue. She gets. Oh, Cassie gets of Nate and Maddie and argue. She really like arguing about it with her sister friends. Like, nothing wrong with us, whatever, whatever. And then after that, Kyle gets too much and starts pressing everywhere, and then we do see his thing flying around, my lord. And they explain about the sex he would have and the anger of his son. And he was being very weird, how he messed up his son's life, how Nate is the regrets, and how they have secrets, and they're all messed up with a double life. So he was kind of like in depressed, and his mom was like this, mom was like that. He just pissed him this way, he's like, I'm going to leave, bye-bye. Costa then comes and talks to Fez in the mouse, but earlier, I did not mention this, but he did come see Faye about every situation, told her not to tell him. So then he comes later and says about the mouse, how they need a body and stuff like that. So then Elliot, okay, Elliot, sorry, no. Elliot lied to Jules and explains the situation. So he basically explains about her. He lied to her, explained the situation about what's going on. Roo was then going on church, and the guy was singing to all people there. Yeah, this is a very beautiful thing. He was singing to everyone. It was so beautiful. And this is what ended the scene. And now we're in episode 5. So episode 5, Mum and Gia used to have a big fight over the weed, and this one is a very big one. So like I said, warn you guys, this is very deep. I was like, whoa. So then Mum and Gia and sister have a big fight about the weeds, and Gia knew about this, and she's like, how do you know? And she's like, oh, I know you bit weed, and they had a bit argument. They all know the situation with the drugs, and Rue is very, very angry. And she's saying, oh, you're not a good person, and she needs a job. Mom, and she said, where's my suitcase? My suitcase, Mom, I need my suitcase. She was banging, actually banging the door. Break the door, break the door. Broke the door knob everywhere. It was just crazy. And then we see that the mom hid the suitcase, and she actually flushed the toilet in the toilet. This made Rue very angry. Mom, where's the suitcase? She started banging at the door. And then I think there was places she was saying she was sorry. Because, when people say that she's terribly sorry. Jules and Elliot hit the conversation, and Rue has a big fight with them, and she started going very close to him, saying, what we want. So now you want to be here? And she, you don't love me. She cares about her, but you don't love me. I love you. And Elliot then feels regret. He does get slapped on. And then he's like, I'm sorry. He regrets for saying this. He didn't want it to be like this. So he left, and she left. I think the mum said to go bye. Then Rue goes say, I want to be clean and go to hospital with her mum. She said, I'm very sorry. So that was very hard. It was sad. It was sad and shocking at the same time when I was finished. I was really crying. She then tells the truth that she relapsed to the mom. And they hear, and she knows that she's going to rehab. And she's like, what? So she gets very angry, I'm going to leave. So she runs away, nearly killing herself. And Gia's like, go get her mum. So the mum's trying to look for her, worried. And she literally was running so much, but she's in pain, so, She goes to Lexi's house and tells the drama between Maddie and Nate. And this is what's going to happen. Don't know. This is what I like. So this is what happens. So Maddie and Nate knows all about this confusion. And she's like, what? So you are dating who now? So they have the all confusion. I think when someone's really high, she wanted to let it out so she wouldn't know. The mum found out she was there. She went to the toilet, but she left as well. So she knew that, she's like, I saw you guys together. I said, what? She did drugs. What's she going to know? And that was like a whole fight. And of course, them two did not go together. She visits Fez, but she needs more drugs. He's like, I'll give you this. He does caught her up, and he pushed her up from the floor and tell her, you're not getting the drugs, and she's angry. There's also another season. I think it was in season 1. I seriously forgot to tell you about this. But in season 1, she does lash out at him and does bang the door. So I'm very sorry if I didn't say that. It's just I remember just now. So he takes her out, and she's probably lost, and now she's nowhere to go. So she goes look for medicine, and she lost. So she would start to steal people's jewellery and money to pay back Laurie. And that's what she had to do because she lost her suitcase. She goes to Laurie and tells her about everything. Payback Laurie. Laurie. Okay. The police find her, runs after her. So Laurie gives her morphine and she lies, but she does give her morphine. And then after that, she's dreaming about her dad and stuff like that. And then she's recovering from the whole pain. Now we're going to episode 6. We got 2 more guys episodes. So this is Mum's monologue. She's bringing about how she was a Christian and she brought up her girls the way she would do. And then we go on to Roo. So she calls Ali. And I think it's episode 5. It was the last episode where she is struggling to do wrap paper, and that was very hard for her. And I think that was a scene where episode 5 where she goes to hospital and gets healed and stuff like that. And I remember that the mum looked after her and stuff like that. So then she apologizes to him, and it was very hard for him. And he's like, "I forgive you. It's okay." And she was happy, and she able to wrap her paper. Ali comes to talk to Roo about rehab, and they bond the family, and they have a little thing. You don't trust her she'll get better because she knows that she'll do it again. He's like, it's fine if you don't trust her. I mean, it's fine. He's put his phone silent as Cassie calls. Maddie and Nate are together, so they get back together. But then he just ignores Cassie's text and stuff because she's waiting for his text. Maddie talks to Cassie and trust her. Don't trust her. She wants to literally kill her. She don't really trust his relationship with her. Do get together, but I think like she don't trust her and she wants to literally kill her. It's not doing very good for this relationship. So Ethan and Kat have a dinner talk. So this I'm going to explain to you about why I don't like her. So in this one, she goes and explain about she wants to break up with him, but she goes on to say about brain disorder. I think she was talking to Maddie about what she wants to kill her basically. And he's like, "Oh, what was this? Is this a date?" I said, "Yeah, of course it's a date." And then she starts to manipulate and gaslight him because she wants to say basically, "I got a brain disorder, so I just feel like we shouldn't be together." I'm like, "Girl, why did you put illness and all this? Eh?" So of course she goes and tells him like, "Oh, this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. That's all." And he's seeing. I said, "Well, you just say to me like you don't want to be with me," and he's like, "What do you mean?" And then she goes all rational, and then he's just an idiot. He broke up with her. Thank God for that. Please, bye. Move on. After that, Mum supports Cassie and his knife because she knows that she's in a very bad space. So she's like, just hid the knife, put everywhere else. And then you can see she's very depressed. Lexi then talks to Fez and she's worried about Cassie. And he's like, "Should I do it?" And she said, "Yeah, you should do it. It's fine." Cassie's depressed and wants to get out of the bathroom. Mum talks drunk. And this is where we have a conversation with mums. I don't like the mum. Mum's just annoying. She's like saying how she likes Cassie, not Maddie, because Cassie's good. I'm like, okay. She talks about how he said the anger on his dad and how Cassie he knows that Cassie is angry, but it's a situation. He knows that it's her best friend. He's saying how Maddie's angry at him and how it's a very complicated relationship with Cassie. He doesn't believe he choked her, he has all that guilt thing. And then he said he doesn't want to talk about the situation and he cares about his dad's business because he wants to go through dad's business. Lexi knew about Elliot for months and I think Ellie knew something about months. And Maddie is depressing and heartbroken right now. She doesn't know what to do in the situation. Maddie explained the whole situation, I think, to her friends, stuff like that. Lexi and Fez do have a good bond time together, which is really good. So the mom talks about him, and there's a scene where she talks about him. Let me see if I can get it. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna just put this out. I will hold you for 1 second, and I'm gonna be with you guys for 1 second. Yes, because in the mom she talks about how this and that. So I really don't trust her mom. What she says, like, It is kind of the parents' fault bringing him like that. So Nate has a problem because he can't find the CD and he needs a CD because then he's gonna get in trouble. So Nate and Maddie go to Maddie's house and threatens her with a CD with a gun. And this is not the first time he does that because he's doing it for loads of people. And this has kind of scared Maddie to death. She's like, what is going on? What am I seeing? What has my boyfriend gone up to? So he literally put the gun on her, trying to tell her where it is. He just puts it and he guns it in his head and he jokes about it. Do you know how sick that is? Do you know how sick the mind is? I was very upset about this scene because I did not like this scene. I feel like he was being too violent on her. And she was scared, and then she said it was in her purse. And then he said, I'm joking. And she said, no, just leave me alone. So I think they broke up because of that. That was just very horrible. So he goes to see Jules and gives a CD and apologise. And he says, look, this is the CD. And he's like, I'm very sorry about everything. You can have the CD. And you know that his dad records stuff and everything. So Nate then calls Cassie to stay at his house and they sleep on Nate and they have that all couple thing. Oh, God. Fane has explained about Miles. And like I said before, that they explained about the Miles and stuff situation. He sees the police. So he's working with the police. So now there's that whole confusion. Lexi don't trust Cassie because she knows she's just a whole different person that she's become. Roo then has food dinner with Ali and they do apologise and she wants to get clean and get better. And he said just to not lose faith from Gia. Like, he needs to believe and lose hope. And he's saying to the mom, you need to focus more on Gia than her. Just try to make sure that she can get in from that. After that, we see a scene where Gia and her are talking about life and she's like, oh, we'll see. And then the mum overhears something on Roo saying about that she can't be. So we're now in episode 7. So Lexi's at the dad funeral, is a flashback, and she's paying a visit, and Leslie talks about her husband, and then she gives a poem to her, and then this is where we go into the play. I love the play. So Lexi talks to Fez about this all the time. She's scared of Cassie one knows. He's like, it's okay to hurt people's feelings. It's okay, she can do that, so it's fine. And after that, Faye does get Fez ready to go out to play. That was very nice. He got a rose and everything. It was so cute. The play is, it was showing about her life, how her dad's behaviour was very different when she was a child. She sees Fez with Roo and see their bond together. So in the scene, we do see when she saw them together when they were younger. She used to be with Roo all the time before she had with drugs, and they used to have good time together. Lexi did weed with her, but they didn't like it, and they would fool around together. And there was a bit when the Boss Ross thing, that's what I was talking about, the Boss Ross, that later on they made that joke. And that's how I was freaking the Boss Ross. That was very funny. And then they said how Cassie and Maddie life was a good bond. And this is the closet fight. So remember when they got in a fight? So then Cassie locked herself in the closet and stood there. Well, Maddie's like, why would you do that to me? You know you're my friend. I would never do that to you. And trust me, she would never do that to her. Maddie's truthful to her. Cassie is a whole other level. So that was a very heartbreaking scene. And Kat was like, just leave. So she does explain the play about her relationship with Cassie and Laddie were very close. Nate have a weird dream with the dad that he was having sex with him, and it was a very weird dream. That's when Cassie woke up, and that was very weird. And then we do see them go together, and I'll pause the two together. Of course, Cassie and Nate. And then this is Maddie saying, oh, she's so looking for the play. Jules and Maddie and Cassie, he has that weird dream. That's what I'm saying. The weird dream is he just sees Jules and Maddie and then Cassie, so it's a whole different route. It was a very funny thing, and it was. Oh, and then we talk about the Ethan play. So in this play, we see that Ethan plays Nate, so they're trying to recreate the bathroom scene, and it was like holding up for a hero, still having all the things, and they're all making money. They're saying that how he's gay and stuff like that, how he likes the bathroom scene, so they're trying to make fun of him. And I remember that when I saw the scene, I was laughing, I was shocked, I was like, what is going on? I saw some clips of it on TikTok, but I was like, what? So it was so funny, and I think he was uncomfortable and he left, and Cassie saw that, so yeah. After that, Roo and Jules don't speak not anymore. So there's one thing when they're in the bathroom and she just says hi to her and that's it. So they're not very close. Mom says she can make her own. So in this past episode, Mom's like, oh, she can make her own decision on her own. That she needs to focus on Gia. Like, she knows that she told her, oh, G's not doing well, so why? Oh, because she's not doing well. And she said that you just think about yourself. She just doesn't understand that I have to work on Gia. And she's like, yeah, I understand. Maddie and Sam gets a very good relationship because she explains to her, like, oh, what would you do if your best friend did that? And she's, oh, it's something that to me I did. I think she did the same thing to her best friend, and now they don't talk anymore. So that's what she fears. I think then we see that she gets with a dress. So I think that dress, she knows that dress. I think she has cameras and she knows that she gave it that dress. So I think she knows and gave it to her. So a very suspicious on Sam. You might know in season 3, maybe later on. Anyway, so Nate and Cassie do have a fight. He's like, oh, why would your sister do that? And she's like, I don't even know that she did put that. And he's like, they broke up, and of course she's upset. And then we just see Cassie returns. Angry. Going on to episode 8. So Cassie returns and ruins the show for Lexi and gets very, very angry. Okay, so she gets very angry and says, well, why would you put this... Oh my god, welcome. Well done, that's very cool. So in this scene, episode 8, Fez and Miles talk about the situation about Miles and how they find the body, and Asher kills him. He's like, Asher, why'd you do that? So now they have to repeat the crime, and he has to do it, and he has to be in trouble. But Faye's crying because she saw him dead, and she warns Fez about this. And then we see a part from the play where she talks about she wants 3 kids at 30 with a good mum life. So this talks about Fez. So, this talks about, what's her name? What's her name? Oh my god, I'm like blanks. Lexi. So she said about, oh, I want to be alive. She's dressed up in heels and everything. And then we say about how Fez had guns and they have a good bond with each other. And yeah. So she's saying about his life. She then criticized. So then, of course. So Cassie would then say, I'm criticizing myself as a villain, so I don't care. And there's a scene where she gets very, very angry, and this makes me so annoyed. It's so funny. It was when they were in the carousel scene and she was moaning. I think it was when she was in the carousel scene. And she's like, no! She's like grabbing her. It was so funny. I was like, oh, girl, is that necessary? So Maddie outside and tells her, well, girl, you're girl, you can't, because you can't say anything. She's like, oh, well, then she's the one who went behind people's back and kissed him. As a what? And then of course she's like, I'm gonna beat this girl. So she starts to get the shoes and start beating up. And I just find like the friend is so funny. She's like, oh yes, girl, beat her up. It was so funny. Cassie is upset, so they do a bit, and she does beat her and push up from the wall, and that's where we see, whoa. Roo then goes to Elliot's house, and Roo says, she said, I'm sorry for saying my life, even though you said anything. He's like, it's fine. And then he said, are we still friends? And then he sings a song about her, which is good. And then Lexi feels upset about the whole play, but then her friend was like, oh, you should do it. And she's like, okay. So they all continue the show. And there's a scene where Ruth's like, Lexi. And then it was like, Lexi. And then she does a show, which is very nice. I like that. Lexi feels upset about the whole play, and she feels like she needs to continue with the show. She does it. Ashtray runs for his life and wants to stay to kill the cops. So he locks himself in the closet, and Fez like, what are you doing? Get out. Nate then goes to his dad, explain the whole situation about how he has some common interest with his dad, but we need to move on, and I'm going to get my revenge on you. So he gave the USB and said this is everything, and they arrest him. Whoa. That is very shocking. So then Fez gets shot, and the police come and arrest them, and he got shot and killed. He got shot, Fez, but he didn't get killed. But it was Ashtray, and it was very sad to see this. When I saw that, I was very sad because I didn't expect him to get died, but I was like, whoa. Then Ruth, after this play, Ruth found that Lexi plays beautiful because it literally explains about how explained before the thing, she would come over and visit her, and she said about her life was really good and about her dad's, and they would talk about it, and it was very beautiful how it ended. And I would have to say, this play was very nice, even the end, it was very nice. Maddie and Cass fights, talk about it, and then she's like, you know what, she didn't expect him to, and she said this is the beginning, and I think that she left Maddie. And then after that, Rue stays clean, and she's going to be staying clean throughout the season, and yeah, that's it. Okay, guys, that's the final. So I think in this series that Roo is gonna get clean. Eventually something's gonna happen, because I don't think if they do euphoria and they just make it like she get clean and then that's it, it's just not gonna come to it with the thing. I feel like Maddie and Cassie won't get it together. I don't think they are. I think they might be friends, but they won't get it together with Nate. I know for sure. And I want Maddie to be a better person, to not go with Nate. I really do. I feel like Nate Nate has to be arrested. Needs to be arrested. I'm sorry, because the things he does, he should have been arrested, even for threatening her, then threatening Tyler, then threatening Jules, and then Rue, and then like the whole Tyler situation. That should have been arrested. Like, he just doesn't go in ahead. And I think the guy needs therapy. I think the mom's fault is the parents, because they do not see what the son is doing. So I feel like that's gonna happen. I feel like Lexi and Rue's relationship is gonna get a bit further on. I don't see anything with Jules, because I didn't mention, but Jules and her did talk, but that's it. She kissed in the head and that's it. But I think she just wants to stay clean, and she just wants to focus on Jules later on. I think she will get along with Elliot. Kat, she might, actually not with Ethan. I don't think she'll be good with Ethan. I think she will go do something else. The parents might see the parents, but that's my prediction of what's gonna happen in season 3. I really enjoyed the season. I feel like I like this more because of the play, but I prefer season 1 than this one. I really enjoyed the characters. I'm very sorry about Ashtray. I really think, hopefully, I know he got killed, but hopefully we don't know for sure. And to see that they dragged Fez out and arrested him, that was just very sad. And hopefully he's going to be in jail. We all know that. But hopefully he does get lived out. Lexi's not going to be happy about it, because she misses him. But yeah, it was very good. I really enjoyed the season. I know it's 52 minutes long, but I know I did talk a lot, but it's because it's a long series. But I finally done it, guys. I really hope Rue does get clean and something is going to happen there. We might see Anna. So Anna is the friend of Jules. They might have something going on between that. I don't know what's going to happen. But I really like Lexi in this one. I feel like when she did the play, I think it was really good that she did. And Ethan did deserve better. Ethan should go with someone else. And hopefully that Lexi and what's his name, Fez, do get together. But yeah, that's my prediction of him, or what's going to happen. I really don't like Nate. He's horrible. He's toxic. He doesn't like anything. He does a lot of things that I don't like. And also the dad. The dad is just messed up. Anywho, I'm going to go now, guys. But I hope you like this video. Comment down what you think. My Instagram and Snapchat will be down below. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, guys. Bye.